If a man that continuously dogs you out just to have gifts and be a family or be able to keep your reputation or keep your lifestyle the way it is not worth it. Once again, like I'm saying, a lot of people, not just young girls, but even adult women are just looking at the luxurious lifestyle and the cute babies and are saying, hey, I want that lifestyle. I want that for me. But that doesn't make it right. Now, I'm just saying that you shouldn't aspire to be with someone just because they have money when you're still not getting the respect that you truthfully deserve. There is in no way that I believe that women should be getting pregnant without getting married first. There are so many forms of contraceptives to avoid this from happening. I don't understand how women today are still getting pregnant by accident. I'm literally going to link down below different forms of contraceptives that you guys could use to avoid being put in these situations and becoming a baby mama. And let's make this clear before y'all even try and start that, oh, being married is a big commitment. Girl, being married is a big commitment, but having a baby isn't a big commitment.
So I have came across a string of videos today, and I want to give my commentary on it. One is ex-wife of singer Tyrese Gibson warns women to stop chasing famous men for relationships. And also I want to talk about Nick Cannon. Let me go ahead and share my screen and play this clip really quick for you guys. And then I'm going to give my commentary on it.
But would I recommend dating somebody famous? No. No, I would not. I think here's my thing. I think women make a lot of I think a lot of women want a certain type of notoriety and being with a certain guy. That's not where your worth comes from. That's not where your validation comes from. Your validation comes from God and God alone. It doesn't matter who you're with. And I think women make a lot of like athletes and entertainers and wanting to be with these certain kind of guys, and we've got into the high value men thing and everything like that. I'm not saying these guys are bad, but you have to also understand these guys are self-made men. There's a lot of women, that want these men, right? So at the end of the day, these men are accustomed to getting their way. And because there's a lot more that want them, they're able to pick and choose and they're able to do whatever. And so as a woman, a lot of women go into a situation saying, hey, I want this kind of guy. Not understanding that these guys have the pick of the litter. They ain't gonna put up with everything. You don't have to settle and compromise and work things out within yourself before they will feel like.
Okay, so you guys heard it. You guys heard it from her mouth. I've been talking about this certain type of lifestyle and the things that you have to do and the things that you have to put up with from this type of caliber of men. And a lot of people have been coming at me and, calling me certain type of names or saying that I don't understand about the lifestyle. But the thing is, you just heard her say it. There's many other videos of other women saying the same thing. And it's funny to me because, she's already lived the life. She's already had the money. She's already done this. She's already dated this celebrity. And her video alone is not going to stop any other women from trying to accomplish the same goals. But the thing is, you have to be careful. A lot of women are willing to put up with a lot of things that they claim that they don't want from a man just to have the lifestyle. Let's read a couple of these comments. She says, social media has made people think living average lives is a bad thing, which is something that I have said before. Meanwhile, that's where true peace resides. It has 581 likes and 48 replies. So a lot of people agree with this as well. Now all of these women are talking about high value. She is essentially saying after dealing with celebrities like Tyrese, she would rather deal with a safe beta guy who will deal with her ish. She isn't his ex, she's his estranged wife. They aren't her. I mean, there's a lot of comments. This is from a woman. She's literally saying she chased someone famous for a relationship, crying, laughing. A crackhead telling you don't do drugs. She should have took her own advice. Doubt Tyrese was her first famous boyfriend, and she might find another famous one because she might be accustomed to the lifestyle. But that's my point of what I'm trying to say and what I have been trying to say. Social media made people think that average living is a bad thing, just like the woman in the comments said. And to tell you the truth, the amount of money doesn't always mean healthy living and longevity. Well, if you're misusing your money or you have poor budgeting, a middle class worker can have a better lifestyle than those who are high earning workers. And so when people think about the dollar amount, they think about a certain lifestyle. You make the lifestyle that you want. It's not about choosing somebody who's going to do it for you, because when you do that, it's not always going to work. When it comes to relationship failures, protection, and toxicity, we tend to ignore the red flags when we want a certain type of lifestyle. We're not taking our time to get to know these people and what comes along with these people, their lifestyles, and even if we can handle their lifestyles. Like somebody said before, we don't know what comes along with these lifestyles. We know what these people want, and you might not fit the equation or might not be ready for that, but I'm not going to say no names because, it's like finding a job. You find a job, it pay good, it's a well-known job, and this job is hard to get. Well, what do people always say? Get your foot in the door first, just make it in the door, and then you could probably try to make some changes later. You'll go to the interview and you'll make it to the interview and find that you don't agree with the job description, but you have a choice whether you want to take that job or not. But most of the time, people will go ahead and do it. They'll take the job because the saying goes, get your foot in the door and then you can do what you want to do later. Get the money first. We rather put up with the suffering. We rather put up and shut up and suffer the consequences later. But where we don't take responsibility is admitting we are also selfish. Selfish for not wanting to holding a rich man accountable as we would a guy making less money. We will throw ourselves at high earners, learn the culture of affluence, and pull these type of men based on their assets without learning anything about them. You know, we're not learning anything about these people or what they have to offer us out of fear of losing them. But a low earner guy has to prove his love, prove his loyalty, wait for sex, be God fearing, pass all the tests, do all of these things and above before he's accepted because he doesn't make enough money. Does anybody not see the selfishness? I have noticed that a lot of these women will wait until they have children before they get a divorce from these men because they know that the checks will keep rolling. There's a small, maybe small to 0% chance that a woman dating a celebrity will go ahead and get a divorce while they both still don't have kids together because they won't get anything from them, especially if they haven't been married to them long enough. That's why they'll go ahead and start having children and then get the divorce. They will be with these guys for years and the signs were there. These people are the same people they were with before and after the children. But they will go ahead and get the divorce because they know those checks will still roll in. Say what you want. That's the truth. These people want the lifestyle, and it's been said that a lot of women want this lifestyle. They will do anything to get the lifestyle and then say they're not being protected. I'm starting to see this a lot, and I'm going to use Nick Cannon as an example of how the red flags are there, but then the women will ignore these red flags and what he has said himself. What he has said himself, and women are still going to get with this man based off of his lifestyle, his assets, and his money, everything on the exterior, just so they can have the lifestyle, knowing what it comes with. Baby news: Nick Cannon and Abby De La Rosa expecting twins together, and she's pretty far along. Now,
Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Nick Cannon's offspring is likely to be soon expanding with the addition of not just one, but two babies. A woman named Abby De La Rosa is believed to be 5 months pregnant with twin children of that multi-hyphenated star. She gushed about her envisioned where we are at now. This isn't a BS love story, it's a rod, but above anything, changed my life in all the most unconventional ways.
now that we see who the person is, let's see what people are talking about all the baby mamas that he's creating and all of the women that are willing to get with this man based on the fact that he is non-committal, and he even expressed that he is not getting married ever again, but they still are willing to have children with this man and then blame black men for making single baby mothers and so forth and so on. Let's see what they're saying.
Today I want to have a little bit more of a serious conversation about single moms. All right. And I know that typically it's very easy to talk about it in the manosphere because, many times women bear the brunt of those decisions. Okay. And to be quite honest, we know that with feminism and the liberal left, that, my body, my choice, women having children many times that they can't take care of, and those children cannot compete in comparisons to those families that have two parents. We've seen that.
You want to hear Lassie?
The devastation that happens in Black America in specific, right? Because they don't have the resources. So, unfortunately, the Black community has not developed as much in the last few years. We like to call out women for their dating choices, right? Women need to make better choices than men. They need to look at guys who want to be committed to the family and make these relationships work. But in the case of guys who are out here creating single moms, we never have any smoke for them. All right? And I'll give an example. Every time I do a video about Future on this channel, you niggas get in your feelings. You niggas come for me. You start complaining and bitching and stuff, taking Future's side. But then whenever a woman does the same thing, like if she has 7 or 8 kids by different men, you want to clown her. Well, I want to see what smoke you have for me today, because I want to talk about this in the hypocrisy going down in the Black community, because we're dealing with this with Nick Cannon. All right? Now, Nick Cannon is a very talented man, worth a whole lot of money. He was married before, right? To Mariah Carey. Didn't work out. He had, I believe, at least one child with her, maybe more than that. Then he had other children. Okay. Now, he has a lady pregnant by the name of Abby De La Rosa. Supposedly, this is, I don't know if it's true or not, she's going to be having twins. Okay? Nick Cannon just had another baby with his one baby mama already. Like maybe 6 months ago. So now he's back at it again, getting somebody else pregnant. Now we know what's going to happen. Nick Cannon is not going to stay with any of these women. It's the facts. Okay? Now he'll pay the child support, but Nick Cannon is becoming like Future right now. He knows that these women are going to jump at any chance to get pregnant by a guy like him. But being stupid.
So y'all get the point. How is he any different from Future, Lil Boosie, or any other guy out here that are making multiple babies by multiple women? This man has a ex-wife and 2 other baby mamas. He has kids with all 3 women. And this is working on, I think, either the fifth or sixth child. But this is my point. Women, we can't continue to say that these men are forcing you into sex. They're forcing you into a relationship. They're forcing you to have babies when we are participating in the process of the baby making. We are choosing these guys based on their wealth and based on their status. And we know that they are non-committal. We know that they have a history of making babies and not committing to relationships. And we know where the red flags lie, but we still continue to choose to have children and make single homes and be single mothers based on the lifestyle. We don't mind the independence and being a single woman based on the lifestyle, and I get it. If that's what you want to do, that's cool. But where the problem comes in is when you start blaming people for your problems. You start blaming other men for the choices that you made because you wanted to make them. We are settling. We are willing to settle for the lifestyle and then complain about Black men later. I have seen countless of times, and I know somebody has a friend like this that will put up with abuse, put up with physical or mental abuse. They will put up with cheating. They will put up with just about anything just to have the lifestyle or just to not have to work or have to do anything or not be on welfare. But will not put up with it for a lower earning man. At this point, whose responsibility is it? But especially if you came into the situation knowing the red flags were there, you seen all of this stuff and a history of it, but you still accepted it. Whose responsibility is it then? You see, what we don't understand is we determine how men treat us. If women make it easy for celebrity men and easy for high earning men to have access to them without having to have any type of accountability, if they were never held accountable, then it's going to be a smaller percentage of good ones out there. And that's what somebody has been trying to tell you, women. It's going to be a smaller percentage of good men out there that makes a lot of money because we don't hold them accountable like we do lower earning men. That's why someone was saying that these certain kind of men want certain things and the lifestyle may not be for you. It's funny because we look at different people and we look at what their job is, how they present themselves, and we judge them based off what they're doing. Like Feature is different from Nick Cannon, and Nick Cannon is different from Lil Boosie because Feature and Lil Boosie, they more hood than Nick Cannon. But at the end of the day, they're still men and they still have the same qualities when it comes to relationships. That's what we fail to realize. No one is more better than the other person. They just probably grew up in different backgrounds. They have a different job title. You see what I'm saying? Now, but what we need to do as men and women is not be selfish about the children that we bring into this world. We're looking at ourselves all the time like, I don't want this. I don't want to do that. I want to be independent. I don't want to be married because I don't want to be held down. We have all of these different reasons why we don't want certain things for our life, but we are not looking at the children that we bring into this world. We are selfish when it comes to their benefit, how this lifestyle is going to affect them when they don't have 2 parents in the household. From different decisions that we make based on our self-wants. We don't talk about strapping it up enough. We don't talk about STDs enough. We don't talk about all of the things out there that can hurt us. Let me tell you what he said in the public. Let me show you what he has said in the public plenty of times that women have already seen that he has addressed, but they still are willing to deal with the red flags for the lifestyle.
Relationships and mainly marriage
Okay.
is designed to please women.
Let me ask you this.
Yes, sir. Man, like, because I love women. Like, I love women the way Pac love women, the way Prince love women, the way Lenny Kravitz love women. I love like them. So there's an aspect where
That's what I'm saying. But I think,
them.
but see, that's not what I was about to say. Is if what you're doing is done out of love, and it's endearing. I don't know how. Now, if you're obsessive, say you had an obsession.
No, I do. Because it's like
I think I get what you're saying because
I think I'll never be able to be with just one woman again. Like that. Like that's gonna be tough for me. Like I
would.
Alrighty.
And you was gonna marry this one. I mean, marriage.
He always been like my big brother. To be like, he's the big brother. Just be shaking his head over there on the side.
Like, this nigga want to be married so bad. This nigga want to be married, and that's commendable. But on the other side of divorce, does Nick Cannon go for it again?
Hell no. I think I because you saw how many times I shot my shot.
That's
You
right.
know what I mean? Like I was really trying to be the husband and thought that's really what I wanted. It's not for me. I realized.
But you don't think it depends on the person?
Nah,
No?
it's not for me. You understand? Like even on the path that I'm walking and with my sovereignty, it's just certain aspects that you be like, yo, my dedication, because I believe a marriage is something that is honored and exalted by God, and that's because everybody can't do it. You got to have that blessing. You got to have that right ordained order and understand.
All right, so you've heard it again. And I've even made a video about this. Like when people tell you something, believe them. A lot of times us women, we think we can think we're their one. And if he can just propose to us, or if he could just, do this with me, then I'm the special one. We have to stop thinking that about ourselves. These people are not going to change for you, and you're not special. The only person you should be special to is you. And once you become special to yourself and you do the work on yourself, you will attract better people. You will not be designed to want things that don't benefit you or your children. And if you do the work before you start having children, you can avoid all of these red flags and pick somebody that's going to be there for you and the children to come. It's this thing about the feminist movement. We have the feminist movement. And the funny thing about the feminist movement that people don't realize is that the feminist movement was created by a white woman, not a black woman. Elizabeth Cady Stanton was the first woman that was the first woman that did the women's rights movement. And this feminist movement came from a string of white women to begin with. So, when this feminist movement was going on, it was leaned towards reproductive rights, domestic violence, sexual harassment, maternity leave, access to better jobs, and equal pay. Things of that nature. These women were still feminine, and a large percent of them were at a higher marital status. In fact, the woman that started this feminist movement was married. The difference is that black women's labor market was far different from the white woman's. And the black woman and the black man's labor was equally devastating. As we was torn from our homelands and our households and family to perform labors regardless of our sex and equal status. Equality was denied. We was denied equal rights between both black men and black women. So, the black woman has made the feminist movement much more less honorable than what it's supposed to be, and as it should be. We're using degrading sexual acts and poor money mindset manipulation tactics to gain a certain lifestyle, hypocrisy and independence to create single family homes as a means to define what we need based on just trying to get our foot in the door. And this is not what the feminist movement is supposed to look like. And people say that the feminist movement is really a masculine thing because we are really trying to be the man. We're trying to be the husband and the wife. We're trying to be the father. We're trying to basically gain. But there's a difference between healthy wealth and toxic wealth. There's a difference because wealth is great and wealth is good for our health and longevity. It gives us access to a lot of things that we can't get if we're poor. We can have the best foods, we can go to the best schools and everything, but the toxic money mindset, it doesn't matter how much money you have. If you're using it just for, looks, fashions, poor spending in different things just to please the public and be flawless, then it doesn't serve a purpose for you. And it's even teaching your kids to be toxic, not just in the world, but towards other people. It's like the way we get this wealth is looking down on other people just to gain what we want, or putting up with situations just to have the wealth. We're not even focused on having a husband no more because we're saying we don't need one. We're not focused on having a two parent home for our children because we're saying we don't need one. So that's selfish that we're thinking that our children don't even deserve two parents, especially when we're making these babies. Women, we have to realize that we're just as selfish as anybody else that we're calling selfish because we're not even trying to care about the well-being and stability and mindset of our children growing up because we just want things. And to me, that's a sad world. These same white women that started this feminist movement are ones that were still feminine and still married and still honored having a healthy household. But we have turned it into something totally different. Statistics will show you that white celebrities and just celebrities alone have a higher success rate in marriage and stronger families than black units. And a lot of these black units that are still together are ones that has been married a long time ago in the 70s, 80s, 60s. They're still together. Our modern day women and men, they're not staying together long. They're married for a couple of years and they're getting divorces. They're treating marriage as a business and as a job rather than they're treating it as sacred or a unity. It's an investment. I will be with you for this amount of years. We'll have this many kids, and now I can get me a check from you. It comes a point in time where we got to start strapping it up. We got to start protecting ourselves and making choices that's going to benefit our children instead of using them as a source of income. Now, I'm not saying that these men don't cheat or that some of these women don't get with these men based off of love or that they don't, but see, the funny thing about women is we don't respect each other's relationships. We don't respect each other's marriages like men do. A lot of women, period, black women, white women, we don't respect each other's unions. You will see a celebrity or a man making a lot of money, and it could be even a broke man. It don't even matter. It could just be a man, period. And if that man wants that woman or she want that man, it's not going to matter if they married or not. They still going to shoot their shot. And that's the problem that we have with us women. We don't respect that. We want the respect, but we don't respect each other. And that still goes back to us. The reason why men have so much access is because we don't respect each other. That's why they have so much access. That's why we're having a harder time with each other, because we don't respect each other, especially in this modern day era. You know, once you see a shift in all of this, if it's done the right way, then we will see better results. A person's not going to have access to things that we don't give them. That's the bottom line. It doesn't matter if it comes to having babies, cheating, none of that. A person will not have access to things that you don't give them. And it's up to us whether we give it to them or not. But if we give it to them, we cannot complain about it later because we agreed to that. No matter how it turns out, we have to use that as a learning lesson. And hopefully that's what Samantha's doing it, whether she, got what she wanted out of the relationship or not, whether she got what she wanted or not. It's her learning lesson. Now, if she keeps going down this same road, getting with celebrities and just wanting the lifestyle, and it's only based just solely on that, then guess what? She's going to have the same results every time. And you can't blame anybody but yourself. A person is not going to change unless they're willing to change themselves. It's not up to us to change them. It's not up to us to say it's their fault. It's up to them to change. But it's up to us to choose better, to use our life as a learning lesson and choose better. Because at the end of the day, guess what? We all go through things. This is why this gender war needs to stop. We're once again attacking each other. It's always the Black population. We're always attacking each other. Whether it's taking ourselves out through drugs, whether it's taking ourselves out through gangs, shooting each other. Now it's through a sexist war, and we don't even know how to come together no more. We're going to be the ones that wipe our own population out and blame everybody else for doing it. And it's sad because we can't see that. We can't even tell each other nothing. It's like fighting. It was like we fought for something. We stuck together so long. We fought for all of these things, and now we get it and don't even know what to do with it. But that just comes from a person not having nothing. When you don't have nothing and finally get something, you don't know what to do with it. So the question is, will women continue to have babies with him as long as he's Nick Cannon? Whose responsibility is it?
Nick Cannon has a newborn reason to celebrate 2020. The TV personality and girlfriend Brittany Bell welcomed their second child together just in time for Christmas. Brittany announced the news on Friday with a celebratory Instagram post, sharing a slew of photos of the new family of 4 and praising Nick for his supportive presence during her labor, writing,
right back. Isn't it beautiful?
You good?
Hello everybody, welcome to the Impressive Channel. Nick Cannon is dating model Lanisha Cole to his baby mama Brittany Bell's dismay. Now Lanisha Cole is the latest girl that Nick has been seeing, and they have been out on a date. And if you don't know, Lanisha Cole is the popular girl that was from Pharrell's Frontin' video. So she was a video model back in the day, and now she's dating Nick Cannon. And they look real good together, I must say so myself.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Word on the street is that Nick Cannon has been hanging out with a model and photographer weeks after welcoming a new baby with Brittany Bell. Here's everything we know. It has merely been weeks since Nick Cannon and his baby mama, Brittany Bell, welcomed their second child, a baby girl, into the world. They've been basking in parental bliss ever since. Although they hinted at reconciliation in November 2020, it looks like Cannon has been getting cozy with another woman, and it is none other than model and photographer Lanisha Cole.
So the question is, when do we take responsibility of becoming single mothers of uncommittal men that have a history of making babies out of wedlock as we know of, and that are non-committal? When do we take responsibility for contributing into these matters? When do we take responsibility in accepting our role in this?